Good evening, I'm Dan Jennings, and this is your Blue Wave special report on ICE. In this part 4 of our series on immigrations and customs enforcement, we will highlight more of the procedural and human rights violations being perpetrated by ICE. CBP regularly detains children for extended periods of time in excess of the 72-hour maximum allowed. In one email, an employee noted that detention in excess of the 72-hour maximum was almost a given in the Rio Grande Valley sector. The Flores settlement requires adequate temperature control and ventilation for detention centers that hold children. Trying to figure out why it doesn't require it for those that hold adults, but we're focused on children in this report, so we'll leave it at that. One child claimed that a Border Patrol agent punished him by putting him in a freezing cold room for 24 hours with only his boxers on. Another child reported being held alone in a freezing cold room for 10 days as punishment. 10 days. They did that after the agents discovered that he had lied about his age. According to CL's summary of the child's complaint, the boy reported that this episode exacerbated existing head trauma and that since his detention, he had experienced trembles, weakness, headaches, reduced concentration, a reduced ability to react, talk, and insomnia at night. In 2003, Congress enacted the Prison Rape Elimination Act, known as PREA, to protect all persons in custody from sexual abuse. In 2012, President Obama directed DHS and other federal agencies with confinement facilities that were not subject to Department of Justice rules to develop and implement regulations to prevent, detect, and respond to sexual abuses and assault. DHS adopted the PREA regulations in March of 2014. Thereafter, and as required by these regulations, CBP issued a zero-tolerance policy regarding sexual abuse and assault for individuals in custody. However, they have failed to comply with its own zero-tolerance policies. Documents indicate that children are detained with unrelated adults, increasing their vulnerability to sexual abuse. Documents also show federal officers threatening to place children in their custody with unrelated adults precisely so that these children may be sexually abused or raped. This is tough to read. Sorry, people. Another child reported that an agent threatened a group of children with sexual abuse by an adult male detainee and then brought an adult detainee to the juvenile holding room. Within 48 hours of apprehending or discovering an unaccompanied child suspecting that any individual in its custody is under 18 years of age, CBP is required to notify HHS. CBP officials regularly misclassify migrant children as adults and have refused to believe official government documentation establishing children's ages and nationalities, have failed to properly assess or safeguard vital identity documents produced for inspection, and in some instances ignored or threw out identity documents establishing a migrant child's age and nationality. For example, one 16-year-old produced a birth certificate to validate his age. Border Patrol agents threw that document away and asked the child to show his teeth instead to verify his age. Show his teeth. That's what you're going with to verify an age. Okay. Immigration enforcement officers will abuse their authority and pressure, threaten, or otherwise try to coerce migrants to sign self-deportation documents the non-citizens neither understand nor wish to accept. This is contrary to applicable laws and regulations and also the Due Process Clause of the United States Constitution. One 17-year-old reported that a Border Patrol agent pressured him to sign a document which the minor resisted doing. The agent then directed the boy to remove all of his clothing except his underwear and told him he would remain unclothed if he did not agree to sign the document. CBP officials are required to create accurate records of all detainees' properties, including funds, valuables, baggage, and other personal property. One 17-year-old, however, reported that when she was leaving Border Patrol detention to go to a shelter, she asked for the return of her property. The agents told her that if she wanted her bag, she would be in detention for a very long time. She said she was really scared to let them keep her bag. This is just... The words fail me, people. They really do. The abuses going on here perpetrated by our government under some ridiculous guise of protecting the country from children is just astonishing and at best delusional. These children are no threat. In most cases, they're running from countries where their lives are at danger or in danger of starvation. And yet, our government treats them no better than to quote President Trump. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm never going to quote him. But you know where I'm getting at, people. They treat these children inhumanely, and it has to stop. In part 5 of our series, we will discuss the lack of oversight, who is to blame, and what, if anything, can be done. Thank you for watching. I'm Dan Jennings. Please hit that subscribe button, and please share this report. Let's make... I know it's five episodes. I know it's long, but let's make this go viral. Mainstream media is not reporting on 90% of what we're reporting on here. They're focused on 1,400 missing kids and families being ripped apart at the border, which, while horrific, is only a small percentage of the big picture.